Biafra, superstars, media.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Deputy Prime Minister of Biafra, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, as she takes part in these Q&A questions, answering the daring questions of the Biafran citizens. For those that wish to know what's going on in the land of Biafra and in the government of Biafra, USB, I present to you the Q&A questions of the Deputy Prime Minister. Thank you.
Things are expected.
So yeah, my
answer to that, no.
What you're telling Biafrans right now is that your both parents has nothing to do with the Fulani blood, right?
None.
Thank you for that clearance. My next question is, please, our PM, is there anything USB government is doing for Finland government to know that this is our PM and he's innocent? Is there anything USB is doing towards that? Please.
Yeah, thank you so much. Finland knows that our PM is innocent. They know. The world knows that our PM is innocent, that our leader Nnamdi Kanu is innocent. So, like I said earlier, the process that Finland is using on our Prime Minister, we are watching them.
Okay.
We've done everything we need to do as a nation, as a people, whom the Prime Minister is our leader, to be able to ensure that the victimization going on by Finland, by colluding with Nigeria, to stop or tamper with the United States of Biafra as a sovereign nation. We will continue to do that. So we are watching to see how this is going to end up. But as far as the other things that are being done behind the scene, those are not some of the things we have to bring out publicly. But yes, the government is doing everything possible to ensure that our leaders, both our leader Nnamdi Kanu, our Prime Minister, is free from the collusion of the terrorist state of Nigeria. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. My last question, please, my DPM. My last question is, I think our defense minister is in the right position to answer this question. Our men on ground, first we've been hearing during the time of our PM, we've been hearing Musa crying. So now, this very question goes to our defense minister. Please, why is Musa no more crying? Why is everywhere quiet? Is USB in good terms with men on the ground? Please.
Yeah, thank you for the question. Short answer is yes. USB are fully in support of the government. I mean, the men on the ground are fully in support of the USB. For Musa crying or not crying, that's not our business. I know we're doing the needful on the ground, and we're building a defense force. That is disciplined. That do not, when you see something in public sphere, all this media, maybe Musa will look at it and see it and start crying. But this one, everything's on the ground, nothing's been happening, nothing on the social media. But believe me, we're not sitting idle by. We're doing something and we're building. We're still building. We need the resources. We need the full support. So that's what we need. Because if you guys want to see something happening quickly, please support us. Ask your friends to support us, and you'll be seeing something quickly later. It's not that we're not doing anything. We are also building as well as we go. Thank you very much.
Yeah, to
right,
quickly, Emeka, to quickly also let you know that, like I said before, we are a nation now.
Yeah.
We are a nation, and there are rules that guide the building of a nation.
Exactly.
Anyone that is saying Musa was crying, Musa was not, everyone knows that we are no longer Nigeria. We are the United States of Biafra. And what we do as a nation that will be one of the best in the world is following the set international and local standards of building our nation. But some are very, very ignorant of what it takes to build a strong nation. And we cannot, because these individuals are ignorant, now use that as a yardstick to measure the success of the government. It is okay for anyone to presume, what they think. Our job is to come out and answer specific questions that pertains to specific department on what the nation, what we are doing to build one of the best countries in the world. So we will continue to do it in that way. The Biafra Defense Forces are one of the best in the world based on the trainings they've been receiving, the humanitarian laws, international laws. We have international diplomats training our military to be one of the best. And each of the step, each of the way, when they complete those training, they get certificate for that. These are some of the things Nigeria state is not doing. Nigeria has no rule of engagement. Nigeria does not know what it means to be peaceful. That is why they send their armored tankers in a sovereign state to be parading and disturbing the innocent community people with their armored tanks. They know they do not have right to be in Biafraland at this moment. We've told them to leave, and Biafrans will continue. We will start to defend ourselves. So our success is not based on the social media, on what people think is happening on social media. It is ignorance that is making those people think that way. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. My final submission, please. I applaud you, my DPM, and your cabinet for the good work you guys are doing for Biafrans. And I want to also continue by saying that whoever that is irrelevant in that cabinet should be kicked out. We are no more in this thing. We are in USB, United States of Biafra. Whoever that is irrelevant, constituting nuisance, that person should be kicked out immediately. That person should be kicked out immediately. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's go to the next person.
Because I live in California, and I have been part of the California group that is shared by I don't know who was is somebody that I respected and many people respect too. But I felt so disappointed when I saw her on social media with all the wrong things that she was making. Now, one of the things that she said that I picked, apart from everything that doesn't really make any meaning to me, was that Isaiah Oge Nkere, so to say, lent some money to Biafrans, and that he was requesting or demanding that his money be given back to him, but you say no. From my own, if I'm correct, I may be corrected. our Prime Minister, when he was asking Biafrans for IOU to support the struggle, he said when Biafra is fully restored, anybody who gave money to Biafrans will be refunded. But when I don't know who made that statement, I was wondering, why now? So my question is, was Biafra as a nation given to Oge Nkere as a collateral? Because I'm wondering why he had to hijack the treasury of Biafra. So that, because it's very, very important. By the time we go back, you know, a lot of us wouldn't want to go and start fighting the same battle we are fighting today against Nigeria, because some group of individuals sold our land to the British merchants. So, as far as you know, because I know that you are the closest person to Prime Minister Ekpa. From what you know, the extent you know, please, it is very important to clear this air when Simon comes out and begins to address us. Possibly, if there are some things he knows that you don't know, we may also ask him the same question. He will need to clarify to Biafrans. So my question is, was Biafra used as a collateral to get money from Oge Nkere that made him to hijack the treasury of Biafra? Because at the end of the day, when we go back fully to Biafra and his money is not paid to him, is he going to come after the Central Bank of Biafra so that we'll start all over again fighting for another set of freedom? Please, it is very important to clear this air.
Thank you, thank you so very much, and I appreciate the way you're concerned. And even though I didn't want to address this, because I keep saying that we are building a nation, and it is okay for sometimes for people, disgruntled elements to castigate in whatever form. Let me first start by saying there is no time that I, Dr. Orabueze, says or stopped the payment of any money to anybody in the United States of Biafra. This individual you called that loaned money to Biafra, we are not owing anybody anything. United States of Biafra. We are not owing any individual. So that information from that individual is not true. It's not accurate. The IOU, there was a condition for the IOU, and many sincere Biafrans have contributed towards the IOU. And the condition is once we protect our land, those IOU will be given back. That is the condition. Let me just tell Biafrans, when the information from the lady you talked about is not true, we are not owing anybody anything as far as the United States of Biafra government is concerned. When we were operating the New Dimension mandate, and this is the first time I'm going to clear this air, so that when people come out to misinform Biafrans, they're fully aware of what they are doing, the damage they are doing when they misinform the public. Not that we don't expect this, but also once the Prime Minister is out, there will be able, if at all there will be any room for that communication at all, which I believe there won't be. When we have New Dimension mandate, I made it in such a way that if there is any money that is going to be taken out from the account of that group, it will be well documented, and I will be aware of that. It happens that at a point, we have this individual that was then the treasurer of New Dimension. That was
the other side of the plant.
Yeah. Okay.
Please. That was what this individual do is when we do fundraising, after every fundraising, she will go and sign out money from the account without informing myself or informing the organization. That is the only thing that I stated. Nothing more, nothing else. I told this individual who was then acting as the treasurer of mandate that any money that has to go out from the mandate account, I should be aware of that so that I can inform the executives of the organization that such money goes out. This individual said no, that she has the right. After every fundraising, before we even wake up in the morning, she will sign out some money, transfer the money to this other individual's account. That was exactly what happened. There was nothing, all that information from the lady he talked about, there was nothing like money was paid. Nobody is owing him anything as far as this information is concerned. So that is the only thing. That is the fact. And that was why eventually, when the Prime Minister observed that this treasurer we had, after fundraising, we sign out money to these other individuals, the Prime Minister now said that they cannot continue to be in New Dimension mandate. Because I put those information out. It is not just for, again, I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but it is the normal process of the kind of country we are trying to build, where there's transparency, where there's accountability, especially from people that we entrust our money in. You cannot just go out and just find out money and give to somebody without either the director of the organization being aware of what you are doing. We do not want to build a state like Nigeria, where we are coming out from. That was the only thing that I said that made these individuals to become upset. They started saying, oh, that they give money and that I'm blocking the repayment of that money. That is not true. All I requested for is, before the treasurer of the organization move any money to this individual, you must let me know so that I can let the organization know. And that was the only thing. For anybody telling you somebody gave gave the government 60-something thousand and the DPM said the money will not be paid, please, that is false. The second thing I want to let Biafrans know, when these individuals continued to act without transparency, exactly, maybe the same thing we are witnessing, without the normal process of running a successful organization, some of us find it difficult to operate in that particular organization. And I believe that was brought to the notice of our Prime Minister. And eventually, when the Prime Minister analyzed the whole situation, he told those two individuals they must leave mandate. And that was why they are no longer executive or holding any position in mandate. The Prime Minister now told them, let them go and handle the government account, the Biafra government in exile account. So that is exactly what happened. We need accountability in running not just the organization, in running our nation. In anything we do, we need accountability. Anywhere I need that accountability.
There you have it, my people. There you have it. We need the accountability in a nation, in a country, in a government. What makes you upright is when there is transparency, honesty, and accountability. Transparency, you must be as white as snow, as clean as whistle. Honesty, you must be like an open book. Whatever you say must be your word. You must be honest. Do like you want others to do upon you to others. Your word must be bond. Your word must be your bond. You must uphold the rule of law and the rest of them. Honesty when it comes to the government. And the main one is transparency. You must be transparent. It makes no sense that we are making a fund. We are raising funds every weekend. And in the midnight, in the wee hours of the night, while we are sleeping, somebody is busy logging into the account, checking how much was made and giving a percentage to somebody else without other dignitaries in the government knowing what's going on. That's a strange one. So what she said, what our Deputy Prime Minister said, is something I support. It makes no sense that in a government, we were raising funds and suddenly somebody said they were given the authority. By whom? Not by Obatobi. Because the moment Obatobi found out the nonsense going on with the finance, he stood up and took those people out of that position. Fellow Biafrans, we have to understand we are now in a government. What we are doing is not an Omuna meeting. What we are doing is not local. What we are doing is international. For those who think that this thing called Biafra, we are still in a struggle. Some of you, use the word struggle. Awareness, struggle, awareness. No, we have a nation now. Respect that. You must know we have a nation now. The days of talking and discussing the Omuna is over. A place where somebody can just wake up and say, send me the money every weekend. Don't tell the PM. Don't tell the deputy PM. Send me the money. You are owing me some money. Those days are gone. There must be accountability. We must hold it to account for any money that leaves the purse of the government. I want you to start thinking this way. To the naysayers out there, the naysayers, the deaf, dumb, and blind, I want you to start thinking this way. We are now in a government. And anything you do, in fact, you must be vetted. You must go through, let me not say that. Let me hold it back. I will just say anybody handling funds must be vetted. You must have no criminal record. You must have no criminal record. If you are in the government, you are dealing with any position, you must be vetted. It is embarrassing that somebody who is not in government can come and be insulting our Deputy Prime Minister. Illiterates can be insulting our Deputy Prime Minister. And because of you guys, you still have your brain in Nigeria. You still think you are in Nigeria. Psychologically, you still assume you're in Nigeria. Hence, you allow some bunch of illiterates to attack our Deputy Prime Minister. Where were they when Finland held Simon Ekpa? Where were they when Nigeria was bugaing everywhere, saying yes, they've held Simon Ekpa and they will bring him back to Nigeria? Where were they when it took Dr. Ngozi Orabueze to show strength? Made sure we went to Finland, and she was the one that stood at the podium to redeclare Biafra on behalf of the Prime Minister. Where were they? But now they feel they are bigger than thou. They are holier than thou. Now they are coming out to attack her. The same people that loved her, they praised her when she did what she did. They were shouting for joy. There was a jamboree. Confetti flying everywhere. They were praising her. But today they have allowed the same people, those same people taking money from the back end, those same people forcing those to give them cash in the name that they are owing them money. They've allowed those same people to now come and cajole them, to confuse them, to make them turn their hero. A lady who did the unthinkable. She pulled us with her strength. We were there in Finland, and she stood and redeclared Biafra in the presence of the whole world. To call a spade, some men will be scared to do such. Because you'll be thinking, oh, my document, if I do it, I'm a terrorist, they will call me terrorist, my document is gone, my passport is gone, they will lock me in Finland, I'll be scared, they will lock me. Let me take the money and run away. Let me come with a new idea. We should not go to Finland. We should cancel the date. We must wait for Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa is the only one that can redeclare Biafra. Bunch of cowards. Animals. You want to wait for Simon Ekpa to come and redeclare Biafra? Did Simon Ekpa wait for Nnamdi Kanu to come out before he moved the movement to the new dimension? Oh, I get it. You want to act like the DOS that sat their dirty ass down and did nothing for 5 years. Those that say they believe in command and control, they sat their dirty asses down when our leader was kidnapped. They did not attack the Zoo government, the Buhari government. No, they turned around and they attacked the most beloved disciple of Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa. But we thank God that Simon Ekpa kept on doing the job of his master. He remained focused. Only, that's in the 11th hour. Oh my God. I will go spiritual on this one. Unfortunately, in the 11th hour, the same enemies in the camp of Nnamdi Kanu, we never knew they had some spies in the camp of Simon Ekpa. Those same enemies, they came together, formed an alliance with the politicians from the southeast, people like Bianca Ojukwu, Abaribe, and the rest of them. They went to Aso Rock and told them they have come with a blueprint, and they will tell Finland that Simon Ekpa is not speaking for the southeast. They reduced Biafra to southeast. I hope you understand that. Those who are doing the Umunna, who are discussing, say, oh, Igbo nation, now you understand who they support and who they are. Bianca Ojukwu and the governors, Abaribe, the DOS, and the wife of Nnamdi Kanu, Uchechi Kanu. Very, very sad. They came together. They formed a cartel, a conglomerate of people with selfish interest. And they went to Asari Dokubo to put the icing on the cake, to seal it up. They even went to Asari Dokubo to plan with him, to come in unison with them, to agree with them, to blackmail Simon Ekpa. So that way, Simon Ekpa will have nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide. All the forces, they came together as one against Simon Ekpa. They wrote to the Finnish parliament. They blackmailed their own brother. And at the end, Finland had to do the unthinkable. All they had to do was to go back to one of the laws of Finland, which says, if a government declares someone as terrorist, comes with an allegation on somebody as a terrorist, then they will have to hold that person down incommunicado until the case is complete. Fellow Biafrans, that's why our leader, Mazi Ekpa, Simon Njoko, is being held somewhere in Finland. Not because he's guilty, as our Deputy Prime Minister has said. Not because he's guilty, but the laws of Finland says it. The laws of Finland permits it that if a man is accused of being a terrorist, the T word, then they have no other choice than to hold you somewhere incommunicado. Incommunicado. It means in total isolation. And that means you have no access to the internet. You have no access to your so-called social media. You have no access to call the outside world. Just you, your legal team, and your family for conjugation visit. So please ignore those naysayers who is saying, oh, Simon Ekpa called me. Oh. I had a message from Simon Ekpa. He called me. He said we should fall back. That's a lie from the bottom pit of hell. The bottomless pit of hell. I had a message. Ozi from Finland that we should fall back. Bunch of animals and illiterates. They've turned this movement to an Omunna meeting. You guys, you disgust me. I expected so much from you guys. I thought the acumen we have in doing business, those kind of IQ, that higher IQ of maximizing profit. I thought when it comes to this government, we can imbibe the culture we had from 1967 to 1970. But these guys we have here now, they are so. In fact, they are less than humans. They called you too many women around, but you guys, you are less than animals. You are backbiting a woman, backstabbing a woman that gave you a nation. Una shame they shame me. What men could not do, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, she stood at the podium and she redeclared Biafra. On the 29th, she took Nigerian government unawares. She took the Finnish government unawares. They didn't see it coming. They didn't see it coming. We were all in a joyful mood. We're happy. Thanking God, thanking Jesus that they have redeclared Biafra. We're thanking Jesus. Sweet Jesus. All hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. We did it. We did it. We did it. Jubilation all across the whole world. That day was jubilation all across the whole world because Biafrans are scattered all across the whole world. Joy to the world! Biafra has come. But today you have allowed some bunch of animals, a panel beater, one who is living in Africa. They came together and told you, oh, men on ground, men on ground. You reduced Biafra nation to men on ground. Hey, my God, you guys, you disgust me, man. Bunch of animals. Men on ground, oh, men on ground. Oh. We came back from Finland. Our acting prime minister said, okay, you guys should go and rest. Our DPM said, let us rest that weekend. We've just spent so much money in Finland. Let us take a breather. Make una breathe small. Allow the people to breathe. Make them rest. Feel their money back. We just spent a lot of money in Finland. And that weekend, make we rest a bit. Then the following week, we can do the fundraising. Somebody that loves their people will speak that way. Someone that cares for her nation will speak that way. Somebody who doesn't believe in just taxation, taxing the people till they die. Let the poor breathe as they are begging in that so-called Nigeria. She gave us the chance to breathe. Say, rest for this weekend. We have done so much. We have accomplished something very, very great. This weekend, make we relax, enjoy, jubilate, thank God, and rest. And the following week, we can keep on or come back and do our fundraising. That's what she said. But the enemies who were planning, the enemies who refused to clap their hands at the convention, we saw them, they didn't clap their hands at the convention. Those same people, they said no resting. Nobody go rest. We must all come out and put the money again. Fundraising, men on ground. Men on ground. That was the 419 they came with. And some of the gullible ones, they gave the Nigerian government the chance to come right back in and destroy what we've done. Oh God, have mercy. Hey! Very, very sad. So when Obatobe said, protect the mandate, I understand what he meant. When he gave Dr. Ngozi Orabueze an instruction, protect the mandate, I knew what he meant. I won't say it here. But I am glad she spoke about how somebody, at the end of every fundraising, they carry money they give somebody without telling anybody. A member of the cabinet felt it was their duty that every time there is a fundraising, she go carry some money, audit some money, give somebody without telling the DPM or the Prime Minister. Now you understand a bit of what it means when they say protect the mandate. Because PM knew that what is happening to him right now, those who are involved, they will do the unthinkable. They will sabotage the government. They will run down the purse of the government dry. They will run down the finance of the government. They will claim they borrowed us 2 billion, 1 billion, 100 billions. They will have signatures everywhere. And when Obatobe comes back, there will be nothing left to run the government. We'll be running a deficit government. Hence, the first assignment he gave, even though he is incommunicado, even though he has no access to the internet, even though he has no access to the social media, even though he has not watched a single video of what is going on in the movement, even though all he's been getting is hearsay from his legal team, even though all he's been hearing is from Maria and the ex-wife. Oh my God. Even though Obatobe has no access to his account, the first assignment he gave was for somebody to be his surrogate and protect the mandate. If I was in his shoes, I would have said the same thing. Be my eyes and protect that thing that will help us to move the country forward. Be my eyes means be my surrogate and protect that thing. Let me not go deeper. I rest my case. For those that have ears, let them hear. For those that have ears, let them hear.
Superstars Media. Freedom's gonna come. Yeah. Freedom's gonna come. I'm fighting for Biafra, fighting for Oduduwa. Yeah, freedom's gonna come. Nnamdi Kanu is the leader. Yeah, we fight for liberation of the people, of the nation. Yeah, freedom's gonna come. Freedom's gonna come. Salty dog.
Superstar, what the fuck have you created?